Alright, we are back from our hike, and I've got this picture that we took of an insect. I'm not exactly sure what it is. Might get my wife to tell me what she thinks it is. And we're gonna try and draw this thing. So the first thing I kind of see is like a half circle. So I'm gonna draw a full circle kind of, but I really don't want the bottom half. So here's my half circle that I want to focus on here. And then the body seems to be divided kind of this way, but it's kind of got an arc going like this. And then there's another little section which is almost like a triangle that kind of looks like here. And then let's put in a little rectangle for now of where the head's gonna be. And let's see here. Got another shape here about where this line comes down that kind of goes this way and this way. So it's almost like a little triangle here. And let's go ahead and throw in some of the legs now. So from this point here, I've got a little rectangle shooting this way. And let's see here, get my drawing a little better, or I'm gonna look at my photograph a little closer to the drawing. Okay. Then the arm kind of goes this way. And so I'm just gonna put in another little rectangle here for now. And then the little claw kind of comes this way. So let's just put a little shape there. Then we've got another leg that comes out kind of from here and from here. So let's put this triangle here. And then this leg is actually overlapping the other leg. So let's do our little rectangle here. And then this claw thingy kind of shoots back this way. Alright. And let's see, where do I want to go next? You know, on the back there's this shape here. Let me just go ahead and pencil this in here, or ink it. And it's almost like a triangle here. Okay. Alright, so now let's look at the tail, and it kind of, you can see this little line kind of going this way. Let's put this little arc here, and then let me count here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm counting about 7 sections. So let's just see if I can kind of get these in here. One here. Another one about here. Another one about there, one there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I might even, let's just add another one. Alright. Not perfect, but let's see here. And then from this little triangle point here, we're getting another little thing kind of going like this. Alright. So this goes kind of underneath this part of the shell, so let's go like that. Alright. And then this one, instead of a straight line, we want to kind of curve this triangle part here. And let's see, it actually Might be more close to there, but and then it kind of swoops down back up to there. And then here there's actually another little triangle that we can kind of see, so let's just kind of add that in here. Alright, and then the head, it's not a rectangle anymore. We're going to kind of give that a little bit of a circle shape here. And this head's a little tricky in the photo. It's kind of transparent, so it's hard to see the exact lines, but let's just kind of put something in there. Alright. And I'm not really seeing an eye or anything, so, but you know, this is the head here. And then from the head, we've got this little shape here. And then we go into the arm here, which is good. Like that. And then this arm. And it almost looks like a little transparent thing here, so let's just kind of put that in there. Okay. And where the claw kind of comes in, there's kind of a little half circle here for the joint. And then we kind of come back here. Okay, so it's starting to curve this line a little bit so it's not perfectly straight. And then again, there's another little curve here. Hope I'm not blocking the camera with my head. Alright. And curve that, which was a straight line. Now we're kind of giving it a little curve. And then this kind of, we're going to give that a little curve. And, alright. So now where the claw comes out, it kind of does this little turn here. And let's see here. Well, it kind of almost looks like 3 little toes here. I don't really get that in with my ink here. Kind of messy in there, but let's kind of finish that. Give it a little darker area here. Okay, so let me take another look, step back and look at where I've gotten this. Okay, it's looking like a bug to me, so I'm going to kind of flesh this line out here a little bit, give that some thickness, because this whole, let's see, it's kind of hard to draw. Got the paper standing up today. It's a little different, harder to get my wrist to get the right angle, but this is almost like a open section in here, so I'm just going to add a little texture, some lines here to kind of darken that out a little bit. And this section, I'm not going to really draw the highlights, but there's like a big reflection right in here that you can kind of see, and it kind of goes back, and you know, you can kind of sketch that in, I guess, if you want, but usually I don't do the highlights in this stage. So let's just go ahead, and I might even want to switch pens at this point. Yeah, let me do this one last thing before I switch pens. It's almost looking like a leg or something back here. That kind of, you know, just do a little rectangle, a long thin rectangle here. And you know, there's some plant pieces that are covering up, but I'm not going to really draw too much of the plant today. Maybe I'll do, let's see, this kind of, I'll do a little line that goes basically a rectangle here. I don't want to draw too much of the plant because that's not my focus today. So let's just do one more going out this way so we can show that he's climbing on something. All right. And since we can't see the tail part, you know, I could keep going off with my plant here and drawing what's there, but I'm just gonna imagine that the tail kind of does this. Comes out to a point, and from here there's like a little foot looking thing here. Not quite sure what that is. And maybe a little doodad here. Alright. So I think I'm about ready to switch pens. So let me do that. I'm gonna go from a 0.1 to a 0.5. I don't know if that a little thicker nub there. Alright. And so let's just start fleshing in some of these back sections here. Give it a little more. Alright. Okay, and so I don't know if I got this line quite right, but yeah, it's kind of, this line here kind of gives us our depth on the back end here. And so as I'm looking at this, this kind of has a little curve there, and then it opens into the next one. And it's kind of subtle, but you can kind of see the sections here. So let's just go ahead and kind of put those in. Alright, so at this point I'm going to try and clean this up a little bit with the thicker pen that I'm now using. And then I might try and add a little bit of shading. And then it'll be pretty much done for the purposes of wanting to draw the basic shape of this insect. So I might just do some a little. So let's see here. And let's see, so this whole section here is kind of got some shade, so let's just do something like that. Okay, I think that's about all I want to do for today. Because I'm not drawing the plant, I'm drawing the insect. And even though he's sitting on the plant, you know, I could do more, but I want to focus on the insect. So hopefully that gives you an idea of how to draw an insect. And thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time on Hike, Find, Draw.